Hello, 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 everybody. How's it going? Hello, hello. I feel like I want to sing something from. Oh, what's the one from? And I can't sing too much because it's YouTube. The one from. I need to change this. Sure. The one from Sound of Music. Oh no, that's so long. Farewell. Okay, that's. That's that. Hello, everybody. Let's see who's here. If you're here, please go in the chat and say hello. I'd love to talk to you. How are you doing? What's happening? We're going to talk about creating boundaries today. Please go in the chat and say hello. I'd like to have conversations here. We're going to talk, but I like to have a conversation. So what's going on, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Are you there? Hopefully you'll say hello. We're going to talk about boundaries today. I think that's an important thing. Hello, Tiffany. Good morning. Hello, Karen. Good morning. Hello, Aaron. Good morning. Good to see you, everybody. Look, the whole gang's here. The whole gang's here. Tiffany had a good weekend. I know that. So that's a great thing. I'm in the process of doing my nails right now. We're going to sit quietly. Oh, I need my what's it called? My phone. Hold on a second. Hold on. Uno momento. I'm going to turn this on. Okay, we're going to think it's awesome how I start streaming busy and all of a sudden start seeing your notifications in time. There you go. So I was just watching a thing about boundaries that I stopped to come here. There you go. There you go. Thank you for the thumbs up. Please give me thumbs up because it helps with the algorithm. The algorithm. Before we get started, we're going to sit quietly for a couple of minutes. And we're going to just breathe. That's all we're going to do. As soon as I put this, hold on. Just talking about boundaries last week. There you go. Talk about law of attraction, right? Talk about law of attraction. Okay. All right. So welcome. If you're new here, my name is Max Ryan. I'll talk more about that after we sit quietly. We're going to sit quietly. And yeah, that's it. So make sure this lighting is okay. I think it's okay. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. All right. Hello. Ever tried dark room retreat meditation? I have not. Full light. That's very interesting. I have to write that down. Dark room retreat meditation. I've meditated in dark rooms. That's for sure. I have done that. I'm writing it down. Full light. Thank you very much. I will write that down. Dark room retreat. I will write it down. Room retreat. I'll look it up. Okay. For now, we're just going to stop. We're not going to really, kind of not meditating. We're just stopping. We're just going to stop. And we're going to breathe. We're going to use the handy dandy insight timer. If you don't have an insight timer, it's a great, wonderful. Yes, I used to do that all the time, full light. I had this whole thing about that. That's so interesting. It's like isolation tanks. Those are the best. Lydia does not like the idea of sitting quietly, and so I have set a boundary with her. She ran promptly away. That's good. That was good. Okay, so we're just going to sit quietly, but there'll be a little sound in the background, and there's no goal here. We're just stopping. That's all we're doing. Okay? I like a dark shower. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, I like that too. Okay, let's go. Just breathe. Just breathe. Take a few deep breaths. Slowly come back to the room. All right, welcome everybody. If you haven't said hello, please put your hello in the chat. I would love to say hello to you. Most of you know who I am, but let me just tell you, if you don't know, my name is Max Ryan, and I'm in the middle of doing my nails. Mostly what we talk about here is abiding non-dual awareness. That's mostly what we talk about. But we also talk about some other things here. And so when I say abiding non-dual awareness, what we mean is that there is an awareness for no one, because the character is really a separated self. The character that you think that you are is not real. It's just a character. It's a fiction. Just like this character is a fiction. It's not a real. It's just a story. And so when we talk about abiding non-dual awareness, is that there is an awareness not for the character, but there is an awareness that happens that is beyond duality, that's beyond good or bad, or right or wrong, or boy or girl, or, and then it gets all political, whatever it happens to be. So when we're going to talk about boundaries today, we're going to talk about boundaries for the separated self that's in the world of duality. There's nothing wrong with duality at all. It's just the way that it is, right? So there is duality, and then there's non-dual awareness. Capiche? Does anyone have any questions or comments about that before we move on? And if you could hit me the thumbs up, I would really appreciate that, because it really helps the algorithm. And welcome to everyone that's new. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers, and I'm really, it's great. It's really great. So Karen says yes. Thank you very much. And so all you have to do is hit that. And if you hit the bell here, if you're subscribed, hit the bell and then hit the all, and you'll get notifications. We're here live on Wednesday mornings at this time every Wednesday, unless I have something going on. So Wednesdays here. Okay. All right. So let's talk about boundaries. This is a big subject that I need to get my book. Where's my book? Hold on. Oh, it's right here. Duh. Okay. So if you don't know, we're having a book launch party, and I'm so excited because I'm relaunching my book that I did 10 years ago. It's updated. There's a new introduction. It used to have 30 questions in it. Now it has more than 100 questions and reflections and contemplations in it to help you. And it's basically a 30-day program. So some of you have the book already and some of you don't, but this is definitely a newer version. I'll show it to you right here. There it is right there. Say yes if 30 days of positive questions to transform your life. On April 1st, we're having a book launch party. And I want to pull this up really quickly. Boom, boom, copy. I'll put it in the chat so you can go register if you haven't already. There you go. That link will take you to what it's going to be about. We're going to give away copies of the book. We're going to give away some other fun things. We're also going to be giving away. Someone's going to get a private session with me. So that'll be really good. That's worth $150. So that's April 1st. I just want to get that out of the way. All right. So creating boundaries is actually something that I cover in this book, but let's talk about creating boundaries. Oh my God, Iris. Wow. Good to see you, Iris. Good to see you. I got to find the page. Okay, there you go. It's great to see you, Iris. My goodness. Okay. It's like old home week here. Okay. So today, you got my email this morning. I love it. Yeah, I sent out the emails about this today. So, oh yay. All right. So, creating boundaries is a tricky one. Listen, it's a tricky one because of a couple of things here, right? So, a lot of people have issues with creating boundaries. And this is, I'm gonna read from the book. But the issue with creating boundaries is that this is why I told you what the separated self is. So the separated self is a separate character that's running around the world, and if it's not trained or it's not, worked on, you do your work, right? Then you will the character will tend to be can tend to be very people-pleasing, right? That's one of the things. So if somebody has what in psychology would be called a low self-esteem, they would be a chronic people pleaser. So they're always like, well, what do you want? What do you want? Let me help you. How can I help you? What can I do for you? And they put themselves where? Last. They go last, right? They go last. That is not good. That is not good, right? It's not good for a variety of reasons. The first reason, first of all, helping people is not a bad thing. That's actually a very good thing. And it's very good for your psychological health in the separated state. Now, but if it's a constant giving, right? Then what happens is, and some of you may have experienced this, what happens is this constant giving wears everyone out, right? Now, it's because the giving is coming from a separated state, ego-based state. So it's always giving in order to get approval, in order to get love, in order to get, and listen, the character might not even be thinking this at all. It might not be thinking this at all. But underneath, we talk about underneath here a lot, underneath, it's trying to get the love it thinks it needs. It's trying to get the approval it thinks it needs. Not always. If you're healthy, you don't need the approval. You don't even need the love, actually. That's a bigger topic. And what happens is the character abandons itself. It abandons itself. So say yes if you really say yes. That's on my book. Say yes if you understand what I'm talking about. Some people have this more than others. Some people don't have this at all. At all. Say yes. Fierce Angel says yes. Anyone else? Any powder? Oh, yes. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. One of the things, a lot of you know me. Hello, Kathy. Good to see you. You have it a lot. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't judge yourself. That's for sure. So Let me read this a little bit. I think it'll help. Okay, here we go. Do you ever feel like you have little or no boundaries with people? Do you get lost on your path? Do you lose focus on a project or in your life in general? So a lot of times this is what happens with people that tend to not have boundaries. They lose their path. They're like, I was going to do this, now I'm going to do this. I was going to do this, now I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Right? They're like, it's kind of like shiny object syndrome. It's like they're like this, and then they're like this, and then they're like this, they're this. Does that make sense? Anyone relate to that? So you lose your way, you don't have time for yourself, all of those things. Do you say to yourself, and this is another thing that can happen, do you say to yourself, people are annoying me, my projects aren't getting done, it seems like I'm in the same place, I'm not moving forward, I keep repeating the same thing over and over, something has to change. And sometimes you get to the place where, oh my, lions and tigers and bears, oh my. And you're like, I can't do it anymore. It's too much. But you might not even know that the core of what's happening is that you are abandoning yourself. That's what you're doing. You're abandoning yourself. And so there's only so much of that a separated self can take. And it goes, I'm not doing it anymore. Now, a lot of people, especially, I'm going to say this is not sexist at all, but it's just how our cultures work. Women tend to have this a lot. Obviously, watch Barbie. Right? So, this is because you have not created, now listen to me very clearly, natural boundaries for yourself. This might sound limiting to create boundaries, but it's the key to staying on track in any area of your life, especially staying on track vibrationally, which is the most important track. So the vibrational track is the most important track. The vibration, what you're feeling and what you're sending out and what your beingness is the most important thing. It really is. So when I was saying before, you're like, it's not about me, it's about them. No, it's about them. No, it's about them. No, it's about this. No, it's about that. So your vibration is all over the map. Capiche? Do people understand this? Are you relating to this about being vibrationally all over the place? Anyone want to say anything about that? Capiche. Thank you. Sorry. Gum in my mouth. All right. Okay. So, when you are in that crazy state, it's almost always because you have not stated your own needs and you have given into the needs of others or what you perceive of the world's needs to be. Does that sound familiar? You start with knowing what you want, then little by little, you forsake those needs and wants for others' wants and needs. So, awesome, Kathy. So you forsake yourself. This is one of the biggest things. Forsaking yourself. If you know me, you know I talk about it all the time. You forsake them, your needs, because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. You forsake them because it's easier to go with the flow of what others want. You forsake them because you think you're being a positive person by denying yourself. I'm going to say it again. And listen, there's all levels of this, right? You forsake them because you think you're being a positive person by denying yourself. Eeks. Aaron says true boundaries would flow naturally from self-respect. No need to create them. That's exactly right. That's why I say natural boundaries. Natural boundaries. Eventually, you end up feeling like you're on a ship on the ocean with huge waves. Waves bringing you from one thing to the next. And pretty soon, you forgot what you really wanted in the first place. The way to stay on course and create natural boundaries, this isn't imposed by your ego. This isn't imposed by what you should do. That is definitely a big no-no. To create natural boundaries is this. Now, you might want to write this down. State your needs and stick with them, whatever anyone else says or does. State your needs and stick with them. Now, people are going to be like, well, that's easy to say because I've got a family and I've got a lover and I've got my job and I got this, which is in conflict with my needs, right? Well, this takes practice. And if you're not used to it, it's going to take some working out of how you state your needs and stick with them, right? Sometimes it has to be a compromise. But what I'm suggesting to you here is that your natural boundaries will start to happen if you put yourself into the mix more. Most people, I don't say most people, a lot of people, they don't put themselves in the mix. Or the opposite is true. This isn't natural boundaries. It's all about them all the time. What about me? 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 My needs, my needs, my needs, my needs. Now, anything on the extreme is not good, obviously. So if you can state your needs and stick with them no matter what, and this might be very hard for some of you to do, I guarantee you, you're going to start to find something. And what you're going to start to find is a sense of self-respect. And when you have a sense of self-respect, you can call it self-esteem, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. It's an actualization of who you are in the separated self. I'm not talking about, super spiritual. This is very psychological, right? This is super psychological here, right? So when you state your needs and you stop forsaking yourself, your world will change. I guarantee it. Your world will change when you start to do this. Now, some people can do it a little bit and then they can't do it in other places. It's fine. It's fine. But as you start to do this, you will start to stand on your own 2 feet. And guess what? You'll start to, when people take and take and take, you're not going to give and give and give. And so you're not going to feel like, well, I'm giving and they're not giving. I'm giving and they're not giving. You know that? That's bad. That's bad. That is really an indication that your self-esteem has been screwed because you are forsaking yourself. You have to stop forsaking yourself. You have to put yourself into the mix in a healthy way. Not that it's all about me thing, but at the same time, it is all about you. Now, I'm going to say one thing and then we're going to open the discussion. If you have been the people pleaser person for a long time, if you've been the person that's always forsaking themselves, for example, mothers, when you start to do this, a lot of people around you are not going to like it. They don't like it because you're supposed to be there for them. No, you need to be there for you, right? What's the most important relationship you have? With yourself. The most important relationship you have is with yourself. And with yourself, you will always, 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 and if you develop your relationship with yourself, then everything else is icing on the cake. So, state your needs and stick with them. Let's see. Once you consistently do this, it sends out now this is the truth. It sends out a clear vibration to the universe to help you to stay on course. That's important because when you start to do this, you start to reflect things in your outer world, right? Always reflect what's inside. So whatever's happening out there is going to be in here. So if you're not forsaking yourself anymore and you're allowing yourself to be important in your life, then things out there are going to start to reflect that in a lot of ways. So say yes if you'll state your needs today and stick with them, and in turn create natural boundaries in your life. Okay. Aaron says, oh, ain't that the freaking truth? Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. I'll read you. These are in the book. I have these contemplations and meditation kind of things and questions after everyone that I didn't have in the book before. So let me hear what you have to say about this. What's going on? Aaron says, ain't that the truth? What else for anybody? Hello? I wish I could play music on YouTube, but I can't. Put in the chat what your situation with boundaries is. Or ask a question. Tiffany says, this is really the only time I get frustrated because... Iris says, I've been working on this to improve my self-esteem. Very good. It's huge. Your self-esteem will naturally improve when you start to do this. It will. It will. Aaron says, you stick by yourself. Everyone around you gets mad. You now created a situation where you must have your own back. It's really kind of wonderful how it works. That's true. You have to stick with it. That's the thing. You got to stick with it. People, let me say this, and then I'll get to the other chat. So thank you for chatting. You teach people how to treat you. You're teaching people how to treat you with everything you do and say. When you have to retrain them how to treat you, they don't like it. But they'll get on board because they love you. Rose says, bad habit. I cannot break people pleasing. Right. So that's Rose, welcome. Rose, here's the deal. That's just a sign that you need to learn who you are more and not give up on yourself. Stand by yourself. It takes practice. Karen says, I've been working on this as well, and some people don't like it. That's right, they don't. Cry. Let me see something. Where's my thing? This is really the only time I get frustrated because cry. Okay, you're crying. I'm not laughing at you. Correct. They will get on board. They will. Eventually they'll get on board. The people that love you, the people that don't, it doesn't matter. Let them go. They're not there for your own best interest. That's for sure. Kathy says, I try to remember boundaries are telling me myself what I'm going to do. It's not up to others to uphold my boundaries. It's up to me. That's very good. That's totally right. That's a natural boundary that you create yourself. But if you're constantly letting yourself down, you're not creating boundaries, natural boundaries. And says it's true. The ones who love you do get on board. They do. I think a message is missing. I'll type it again. Okay. No problem. So, I mean, listen, my thing for you, let me read what I wrote here. Reflect on your current experiences with boundaries. Do you find yourself getting lost or losing focus due to a lack of clear boundaries? Identify instances where you may have prioritized others' needs over your own. How can stating your needs and sticking with them help you regain focus and stay on track vibrationally? That's another one. Consider situations where you may have forsaken your needs for the sake of others or society. The other one is societal expectations, right? Societal expectations. Oh, here's a perfect one. What am I doing right now? You see that? I'm putting nails on, right? So I'm putting nails on. Societal expectations would say, oh, you're not supposed to, oh, I did my makeup today. Societal expectation says, oh, you're a boy. Oh, someone said in the comment, When am I going to be a man? I'm like, whatever, people can't handle it. So societal expectation is that I'm a boy, a man. I wouldn't wear makeup or I wouldn't put nails on. Well, that's not true because that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing that because this is the flow for this character, right? That's just a simple one. A simple one. Society says that women should say this. Society says boys should say that. Society says that if you want to be not a million things, but you don't want to do that and you do it anyway. That's forsaking yourself. Okay. Frustrated because I literally do not know how to do this. I wasn't even allowed to cry as a child. So when these discussions come up, I'm like, what do I even need? Oh, very good. I was only okay when everyone else was. And there's the work, my friend. There's the work. Because most people don't know what they need. And they don't know what their needs are. This is important. You have to know what your needs are. I was going to say that earlier, and thank you for bringing that up. See how perfect that was? You have to know your needs. That takes introspection and sitting and going, what do I really want? What are my needs here? Right? I need to be spoken to respectfully. I need whatever happens to be. So, Tiffany, I totally get it. I think that you're actually not in the minority here. I get it. Aaron says, wow, you're on top of things. I'm still working on my makeup. Yep, I'm on top. So that nothing terrible happened. My only goal is for nothing terrible to happen. Oh, and so I think that, I mean, Tiffany is fierce angel, just so you know. So when Tiffany says that is really important to everybody, because when she says my only goal was for nothing terrible to happen, that means that her character in the illusion was trained to survive, not thrive. Was trained to survive. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people live at this survival level. It's always survival. Keep the wolves at bay. Keep the wolves at bay. The wolves at bay. The wolves at bay. Well, that's not healthy living. That's staying in panic mode all the time. So there's work to be done, my friend. Listen, it's not just you. I need space. I need quiet. I need time to myself. Yeah, and Erin says that, and she's got 3 children. I understand. I see my sister. My sister has 5 kids and grandchildren and da-da-da-da-da. But it's possible. Shower time is good. I wasn't allowed to need anything, and everything had to look okay at all times. Oh, bless your soul. Yeah. I'm going to have to start giving in a little bit. Giving in to yourself. Giving in to yourself a little bit. Let things fall apart. Let things fall apart. And see what happens. Dope. Okay, everyone, take a big deep breath. Okay, everyone that's been watching this on the replay, thank you so much for doing that. And if you would like to, again, you'd like to come to the book launch, which is April 1st. Let me put this in here again. Boom. Let me look at, hold on. What's the difference here between self-esteem and having confidence? Listen, you can look it up for yourself. Personally, I believe having confidence comes from self-esteem. It's very hard to have true confidence, if you don't have self-esteem. And self-esteem just means knowing who you are. It knows you know the self. You are esteemed about who you are. So you know who you are, and you don't make any bones about it. You don't give up on yourself. You do what you say what you do. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. That's really incongruous with, and of course, human beings are hypocritical by nature. So it's not always like that, but having confidence comes when you do that. You just go, this is what I need. And that's confident, right? There's false confidence too, for sure. That's exactly it. Let it all fall apart. Because the kids? Is that what you mean? Please sign up for the book launch party on April 1st. I just put the link in there. And thank you for giving me the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And yeah. Okay, you can write anything. I can stay a couple more minutes. Anyone want to say or ask anything before we go? I wish I played music. I wish I could play music. Aaron says, yeah, they actually want to pick up the pieces I found. Helps their self-esteem. Oh. It fell apart. They know I'm not perfect. I love that. Yeah. Not being perfect is, listen, not being perfect is one of the biggest ways you can find your self-esteem. Allow yourself not to be perfect. Tiffany, that sounds like something you might need to do a little bit. Let things fall apart. I love that. Okay, friends. So I'll be back here next Wednesday, and I cannot do Friday on Insight Timer, but I'll be there on Saturday for sure. Please go to my Substack, subscribe to the Substack if you're not already. I'm doing more. I've got an article coming out in the next couple days. I'm doing more there. I know I've been having to take a break because of the book and because of recording the audio book and all that stuff. But it's good. It's good. All right. Anyone want to say anything before we go? Thank you for being here. All right, everyone. All right. So I will see you around. Please let me know if you need anything. Please make comments on the videos. Please do whatever you want to do. But I really appreciate you being here. Remember, as I say in the book, coming back to something I used to say 10 years ago, remember, love will guide you. I love Substack too. Love will guide you if you allow it to. Unconditional love can guide you if you allow it to. And remember, unthinkably good things can and do happen. So I will see you later. Let me know if you need anything. Okay? All right. Love you so much, everyone. See ya.